Welcome back, dudes, dudesses. G'day viewers, welcome back to another video. Andrew Penman, your host, with you here today. As you've seen by the thumbnail, I've got a fantastic review. It's the new offering from Verreal. It's the Verreal Ultra. What it is a brand new offering from Verreal. It's their new latest flagship. It's the Ultra board. Now before you go, oh yeah, I've seen all the Verreals, I don't want to see this, you've got to watch this because there's a lot of stuff in this that's very, very different, and it's one of these boards, I'll open up now, that's been accompanying us now, listen to all its riders, and it's completely rebuilt this board from the ground up. Similar to what's happened with the Apple iPhone 16 just last week, the initial unbox. They virtually rebuilt the whole iPhone from the ground up because of the AI functionality. And what we got here is the same thing. Verreal had actually rebuilt this board from the complete ground up. Everything's new in it, everything's been changed. It's nothing like the previous RSs. Every component's been done differently. We'll talk about that. Let's have a quick look at it, unbox it and have a look at it now. Whoa. Okay, let's have a look at this. Okay, there we go. Look at that, that's crazy. It looks super, it looks like a leopard, or more a zebra. It's zebra, that's what it looks like. Let's have a look at it. We'll get it out of the box and I'll have a talk about why this board's so special and why it's so different to anything else that's been on the market or from Verreal for a while, and it's up there with a lot of big high performance boards. So let's get out and have a look at it and just get it out of the box. Okay, we got it out. Geez, it's beautiful. To see this absolutely in real life, it's a monster. It's pretty heavy with that steel casing. I'll talk about that a bit later. So this is a quick unbox. It hasn't got all the stuff in because it's an early release. Allen key, skate tool there, remote. Let's have a look at the charge. I don't think Vic gave me the 6 amp, the fast charger. I think it's the 2.5 amp, I'm pretty sure. Yep, the 2.5 amp. It's a nice charge on it. No, nothing overly different with that. I'm really impressed with. Now, I must say, the packaging on that was first class. I've never seen packaging on a board. It took me about 3 minutes to get it out of the actual styrofoam insert. It's so well packed. So if you order one of these boards and it comes to you, you'll have no issues with it, the packaging or transportation and freight. Straight away, I've got some nice plastic on the motors. We'll just take that off. Nice touch. Oh, these motors are beautiful. Okay, let's go through the normal way I do it. We'll measure the deck. The deck is not a super long deck on these Verreals. It's only 36 3/4 inches. Now it looks a bit smaller, but I love this size deck. I don't like a really big long deck. Width-wise, we've got a width there of about 9 inches. At the very back, it's 10 inches. The inside, it's got a W concave. You can see in there. It's beautiful. It's not too. It's actually quite indented, this one. It's got quite a good W concave. I love these decks. I'm a big fan of the timber decks. That's the essence of what skateboarding's always been about. I mean, Evolve always do most of their decks in timber. I love the aesthetics of this. It gives a zebra effect, I'm going to call it, and it's a 4.5 to 5 mil dope grip, obviously copied, and it gives an incredible feel. You get less of the W concave with that grip, and I think it works well. The Verreal is etched in and burnt in Belay, so the trucks RS all etched in as they always are. What you come to expect from Verreal is a high quality unit. I think I can. We're going to talk a bit about the components of this board and how it sort of works, but the best way to take you through quickly, and just bear with me if you know all about this, but for new people and also talking about the components, I'm going to do a bit of visual display. First of all, we have the whole skateboard, and that's the skateboard you can see up here. It's a complete package. It's, you turn it on, it goes, all sounds very exciting, but the undercarriage and the motor and the management of this in terms of power is a little bit complicated, and I'll take you through this. So we'll just park the skateboard across there. Okay, so let's now talk about the components. The most expensive component of the board, the most important component, is the battery. It's the one you've got to really keep an eye on. It's the one you've got to look after and maintain and manage. So the battery is this one here. With the Verreal, they've got themselves an incredible battery, and this is a multi-cell setup with P 42A. It's a 12S4P. It's 12 batteries in series, and of the batteries themselves, they're 21-700s, and there are obviously 4 sets of those in parallel. It gives you an output of 16.8 amp hour and gives you a 722 watt hour power. This is a very big battery. I expect to get a 50 kilometer range on this. It's a little bit smaller than, say, the benchmark of these boards. Let's talk about probably the Volve company out of Australia. The new Diablo is a fantastic new board. The battery's slightly smaller than Diablo, but I think we talk a bit about how this works. We're going to get a better range maybe on the Diablo on this, for example. Next thing we're going to talk about is the BMS, and that is there. The BMS is the battery management system. That's the most sophisticated thing that controls the battery, the heat, how much it puts out, how much it puts in, when it switches off, when it doesn't switch off. And Vic's gone out of the box to get a new supplier for the most incredible BMS. I've seen it. This is it here. It is a beautiful piece of engineering incorporating the battery, and that will give you the best possible protection for your battery, and also gives them information from the battery to the right amount of amps to the next part, which is the speed controller. And the speed controller here is on most boards it's like your ECU on a car. It controls everything. It's the most important aspect to the brains of the electric skateboard, and tells it what to do, how smooth to brake, how fast to accelerate. With this particular one, what Vic has done is outsourced a brand new Dual FOC, dual motor driver. It's a big unit. It's been used by a couple of big name companies and it's been working beautifully. It provides 66 amps. So it's a 66 amp speed controller that supports an 8S or a 14S battery configuration, so you can upgrade the batteries at any time. And you think about that 66 amps as pumping down to the actual motors. We'll talk about that in a second. That then produces the power to the last part of it, which is the motors. The motors now on these, the same as, for instance, the Diablo. It's a 6374 motor, but unlike the advertisement on the, say, the Diablo from Evolve, it does a 3,500 watt per motor, which is 7,000 combined watts. This, because it's producing that 66 amps, along with what I'll talk to you in a minute about the battery continuous amps, it's providing the amount of power to the motors that will supply a 4,000 watt per motor on these. So it'll be an 8,000 combined wattage on that, which outperforms and outpowers the Diablo, for example, but we'll need to test that to see that. But on paper, that's what it's doing. What it also does, it's a self-learning AI FOC. FOC stands for Field Orientation Control. Let's get rid of these. Okay, we don't need those now, but those components are all new to Verreal, and they're all new to the whole, what's currently out there at the moment. This is at the cutting edge for a premium budget range skateboard for around the 2,000 Australian dollar mark is pretty crazy. So getting back to what I was saying, it's a self-learning algorithm to a certain degree. So for a start, it has adjustable braking. You can adjust the braking on it, as well as it learns your weight, your braking style, and the way you accelerate. And like a car, it'll learn that and tailor itself to what it needs without drawing too much current from the battery or the speed controller. The motors will work more efficiently and better. So it's a very clever FOC, dual motor driver, and it's, as I said, providing 66 amp. It's one of the most powerful ECU / speed controller for an electric skateboard out there currently at this date in September 2024. One of the other great aspects of this board, you can lock the top speed at 20 kilometers per hour. In Australia, it's pretty much illegal for electric skateboards and scooters, except for Queensland and ACT, but most countries of the world require a 20 or 24k limit on their boards. You can lock this, hide it in a hidden menu, which I'll go through when I go for the ride, and you can keep this board at 20 kilometers per hour. Any police or law enforcement can't go any faster than 20. You see them in Paris on the side of the road with the laptop, with the meter on that little treadmill checking the speed. They can't find anything in the remote to take it over 20 k's an hour. So it'll be legal in a lot of countries. That is a first for, I think, any skateboard in the world, or maybe one other company. That's a great aspect to this board. Also, your wife can get on, your kids can get on. They can't go faster than 20 k's an hour, and that take-up speed is very smooth on that particular algorithm and works beautifulally. The aggressive regenerative braking on this is very, very, very powerful. It's the best in its class, and it will be provided 3% regenerative braking. It's really, really impressive. Also, this speed controller, this FOC, FOC is a self-learning, as I said, but it's also self-calibrating. So it'll work itself through and it'll calibrate a bit more how it needs. It has a bit of tolerance in that to move around to play. Now, we touched on the battery briefly, but the battery in this is, as we said, it's a 12S4P. It's one of the nicest packaged batteries in its class. It's 21700. They're a multi-cell battery, a multi-cell produced on the best batteries in the world. It's delivering a constant 35 amps from each cell. That is absolutely a first, and this is a really, the idea, this is a bit like the ZIL board I reviewed years ago. It doesn't need all the power, so it only releases 80% of what it needs, so therefore you don't get any voltage sag. You're not getting any sag because it's only channeling and filtering down through a funnel what it needs for these motors to provide that 4000 watts. Now, ready for this? This battery will give a constant 120 amps. But also it'll fluctuate between 140 amps. So the battery will be sending through 140 amps, but a constant 120. These motors won't need that 120 all the time, but when it's there, and when it's not, it's obviously not using all the battery. It's using 30% of the battery while it's performing at a really high standard and really fast speeds. Therefore, you won't get any overheating with the battery. The BMS, that new BMS coupled with this particular ECU / FOC / speed controller, whatever you want to call it, it works so well to provide that particular amps as needed for the motors, and it only produces what it needs. So this battery alone, the powerhouse, will produce 140 amps, which is astounding for this particular setup. That's going back to the moly cell on the 21735 amps per cell at a very, very good discharge rate. Consistent discharge is the key word there. So this is going to produce a very long range. That's why I think it might eclipse the Evolve in range. We'll have a look at that and check that out with another video. So as you can see now, with the new battery, the new BMS and the new ECU, with the new motors, you know, the 6374 motors are kick-ass big. Look at that. I mean, this is a really nice board. But look, and we'll talk about the bottom. I have to lean up my shoulder because it is about 13 kilograms. Now, the bottom of this board is what we come to expect from Verreal, and is synonymous with what they do, is solid steel casing. Why? Because most of the damage comes from batteries being smashed, bottoming out, cars running over it. This is the extruded steel mold. There's no wells in this, and it's beautifully designed so it can take the weight of 3 ton. It won't even crease or dent. You have this beautiful white silicon rubber seal on the side here, which is now giving it an IP64, which is astounding for, you know, this particular design. And the steel casing gives you that ultra protection and insurance about not having to worry about bottoming out. Now, this particular casing is actually 3.5 or 4 mil thick of steel. It's all powder coated and it will not rust. My original Verreals were 2.5 mil casing, and I hit them and bottomed out in the gutter. There's not one dent at all. It's just a scratch. So this thing you hit with a hammer. It's also got the added advantage. This is so important that the heat sink is attached and designed to run through this whole surface area, which gives you 893 square centimeters of heat sink. Now, for instance, on the Diablo Evolve, it's got a small little heat sink at the back that gets really hot. Most boards have a plastic casing like the Evolve that have this small heat sink that gets really hot. This will not even get warm. The motors don't get warm on their previous Verreal, so I can't imagine these getting hot at all. For hot climates like Australia and anywhere in the Asian Pacific area, these are going to be a fantastic board for those heat environments. So just think of that surface area for heat dissipation. It's crazy. It feels like ice cold now, like a refrigerator, and it's 23 degrees in here. 13.5 inch wide truck on that, which gives an incredible carve. You've got this beautiful refined finish on this board that it just is beautiful. I mean, like, you know, you look at the price of this. This is around, we'll go through some of the discounts. There'll be a discount on my channel for this, and I'll go through the details of that in a second, how I'm not affected by that or affiliated in any way. So it's going to be so nice to ride. I just think this is one of the nicest looking aesthetic boards I've seen in a long time. That zebra finish, the whole finish of it is extraordinarily well done, and I love it. Absolutely love this board. I'm going to get out and ride it and test it in its thoroughness. But there's a couple of little Easter eggs here that I'll talk to you about when I'm out in the field about this board. But generally, it's just ticking all the boxes. It is really good, from the membrane, the waterproof, the steel casing, the full heat dissipation, the beautiful 5mm grip tape, the big motor 6374, the new battery, the BMS, the speed controller, the amperage is providing 140 constant amps, and the 4,000 true watts coming out of each motor, which is 8,000, makes it really going to be a standout board. And that's why I haven't reviewed a board for 14 months, and that's why I've reviewed this the first time in 14 months. 22 boards have been said no to, and for the first time ever, I've actually gone ahead and reviewed a board, which I'm so happy, because I only review what I think is best. Now, the price on this, we've got a price coming up on the website is $1,508. Vic said if you go through me, and then he knows who my subscribers are, there'll be a price, a subscriber discount of $100 US off it, so it'll bring it down to $1,408 US, which is around about $2,000 Australian, right? Bear in mind that Diablo is $3,000 for the main wood plain street wheel Diablo, and again, it hasn't got any of the aspects or extra features this has got. It's $1,000 more. But if you do buy it, I recommend you go through the link in the description field. I don't get any affiliation code. I'm not affiliate. I don't need any money. I don't need boards, but I just want to help people. But by going through that link, you'll be flagged as one of my subscribers. You'll also be flagged as like a friend / and you'll get VIP treatment, quick shipping, and anything that goes wrong with shipping, delivery, the board, within the reasons and restraints of its warranty, I will step in and liaise on behalf of all my subscribers, talk to Vic, get these matters resolved. No, you won't get that through any other YouTuber. They haven't got the time because they're turning over so many boards, but I will go out of my way to each and every one of you to help assist you in any issues with your Verreal as a subscriber on my channel, because you look after me and I'll look after you guys. So that's why you need to go through the link, so it flags you as a ding, you're one of my subscribers, you get that discount, $100, and then I'll be able to look after you. Look, I think there's not much more to say about it, but look, we're going to test out these wheels. So thank you to Mad Wheels for providing the other wheels. We're going to do a quick sneak preview on that. Then I'll do some more Mad Wheel reviews for Brian, the team at Mad Wheels. But look, I think we're going to get out there now and just have a ride of it. My first impression, see what I think. Does it live up to the hype? And I know what you guys are thinking. Boot it up. Let's hear it. Let's hear the motors. Okay, well, I don't know how much battery's in here because it came straight out of the box, so haven't ridden it yet. Comes up with a Verreal symbol, which I love. So let's go straight to Sport Plus. Holy moly. That is so smooth. I'm looking now with one eye. Those motors and wheels are perfectly in tolerance. They're completely in tolerance. Not even half a mil out. Nice and quiet. Got a nice high-pitched whiz to it. Yeah, really nice. Let's get out there, guys, and have a look at it and see how it goes. Thank you so much. Here we are with the Verreal Ultra First Ride. Now, this is a very windy day. It's currently about 40km/h winds. I've got my mic on. I want you to hear my first impressions when I ride the board and what I think. Remember, I haven't ridden the board for about 3 weeks, and I haven't ridden this board before, the most powerful board I've ever ridden, with the Mad Wheels V2s. Let's have my first impressions. Oh, this is insane. Oh, it feels like a glove that's you're lost in the forest and you just got it back. Oh my God, Jesus. This is awesome. That wind is so strong now because I haven't ridden for about 6 weeks and I don't want to have an accident. I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. Okay, let's put this through its paces. You can put your grandmother on this. That's speed's up, full speed now, about 18 k's now. What's a pickup again? Pickup's super smooth. Yeah, super smooth to pick up. And what's braking like? Perfect. So yeah, low's perfect. Let's go next one. Expert. Oh, a bit more. Oh, perfect bite. Just a little bit more bite. More for your girlfriend or your wife. Or maybe even the beginner kind of thing who wants the speed. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Now let's go sport. That's the first sport. There's a sport and a sport plus. Okay. Oh yeah. That's got a really smooth takeoff on the sport. Yeah, really good. Oh, these mad wheels. I'll talk about those in a second. Oh, no slide on those. Okay, that's sport. Okay, I'm not carving yet. I'm going to do a carve test. Last one, we'll have a look at the sport sport plus. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it's got some, if you really want to give it some stick, it's got some bite. Just testing the bite then. Oh, yeah. I probably wouldn't ride in this speed. What's the braking like? Perfect. All braking is perfect. Oh, yeah. That's a, if you're 110 or 115. Oh, yeah. Oh, friggin' hell. Okay, that's more powerful than the Diablo. I'm just going to go down to sport mode. Okay. Whoa. Okay, so what I can tell, the levels of the gearing are perfect, absolutely perfect. And I'll go into more detail later. The wind's so strong. Let's do a quick carve test. I can't put the cones down. It's just going to blow everywhere. I'm going to test the carve test along here on all three boards. That's the obviously the Ultra with the Mad Wheels V2, which are sensational. I'll go into detail, a full review on those later. But Brian, you nailed it. That's the best performance board wheels, road wheels, street wheels I've ever ridden. Let's try out the other two, which is the classic Clouds 120 millimeters, and of course the ABEC 11 105 Superfly, which is my favorite wheel. So spongy and so grippy. Let's see how they go. I hate these trigger remote controls. I've got the dead man switch off. Haven't ridden this, but oh, it sounds like an old truck. But it is a nice board. Evolve did make a nice board. So, oh yeah, there's a bit of slide in these, I can feel. Oh yeah, they are sliding a little bit, so, oh, I hate that brake on an Evolve trigger button thingy. Okay, I'll give my final ratings on each of these wheels. So far, it's night and day, really. On 120 Clouds, my favorite wheel to really ride up until now with these oh, this is a bit stiff from a day ride. Okay, I'll just have to try and carve as best I can. Okay, they bite in really well, because what happens with a Cloud is it has a camber on the wheel surface, so as you turn you do get the whole surface of the wheel, you know, literally making contact. Okay. Yeah. Okay, they definitely are much better. The Mad Wheels V2. Oh, geez, it's so quiet and silent. This is a high premium board. It feels like a silent hub motor. I love this deck. Just the right size, 37 inches. You don't want anything bigger. Oh, the grip tape's beautiful. Oh. Thick like rubber. Chewing gum to the track like a slick car, like a Formula One. No, this is just like driving a bit. Oh yeah. There's no slide there. Brian from Mad Wheels, congratulations, you've nailed it. For a street wheel, sticks like a slick car, like a Formula One. Ratings, last place, ABEC 11s, 105 Superflies, 7.5, 7.4 out of 10. Still nice, but not that great. Cloud Wheels, Yuri, congratulations. I'd say not even a 7, it's an 8.5, 8.6. It's just a beautiful feel. I love that wheel, nearly a perfect 9, but not quite. I love it. And of course, first place was the Mad Wheels, which were brilliant, near perfection. 9.9 out of 10 so far. Right, now what we're going to do now, we're going to do a quick little sneak long range distance test, which I'm going to do my normal pace, because I need a big range on this battery, about channel record for sure. through the beauty of editing and YouTube, I can go away for 4 days and thoroughly ride this, come back, give you my final thoughts, and pose the question who it's good for, pros and cons, negatives and positives, as well as give you a sneak idea about the hill climb test and the long range distance test. That'll be coming back after the break. In the meantime, I'll give you a quick slow motion HD video of the board on the table with all the specs you can freeze and have a look. We'll see you soon with the final thoughts and rating of this Verreal Ultra. What a board. Oh, my go-to board, I think, along with the Transite. I love it. Okay, we've made it to the end of the video. Congratulations if you've got this far. I've just finished riding it for 4 days. I've had a long range distance test done. I won't tell you what that is yet. And I've done about 85 kilometers on it. So what are my thoughts on the final thoughts and wrap up? This is a high premium board. It's not even a budget board or a budget premium. It's a high premium quality board. I've ridden the Diablo. This is more powerful than Diablo, more smoother, more precision, $1,000 cheaper back in your pocket. Don't even hesitate. The motors, the wheels, the mad wheels, I'll go into detail in a second. The grip tape, it just, the whole aesthetics of this board is beautiful. I can highly recommend it. I've ridden about, as I said, probably on every terrain you could with these wheels, and I've had it not one flinch, not one dropout, not one possible issue, and I love the remote. So what do I love about, what are the pros and what are the cons? What are the pros? Well, I love the performance of the motors, the speed, the 4,000 watts. I absolutely love these mad wheels, and they're the best street wheels I've ever experienced in my life. I love them. The whole aesthetics of the board, the grip tape, the look, is just brilliant. I love the wood. I love the trucks. I love the whole battery system with the battery casing being solid steel. You won't damage your batteries. I love the neoprene rubber, the IP54. I love the remote, the lock-in speed on 20 k's an hour so you can hide it from authorities. I love it for, you have, your kids can ride it and they can't adjust it. The motors are superb. The speed controller is flawless. And this is probably one of the best electric skateboards, performance-wise, I've ever ridden next to the Transites. Not even boosted or not even the Evolves come close. This is a high premium product board. I can highly recommend it.
What do I don't like about it? Well, the only thing, if you like a longer deck, it's not going to work for you. It's 37 inches or 36.9. I love this size deck. It just makes me carve better, and I just love a shorter deck. If you want a flexi deck, it's not going to work for you. It doesn't flex at all. Also, the grip tape is not actually dope grip. It's actually normal grip tape stuck to rubber. It can come off, so I would take it off and put the same design on, but in dope grip. And I'll probably end up, these Mad wheels are the most crazy, best street wheels I've ever ridden. So Brian, the team at Mad Wheels in Hawaii, the V2s are exceptional, and this is the best street wheel I've ever ridden on. It grips like a Formula 1 slick tire. It's so sticky, and it's soft and spongy on corrugated concrete, expansion joints, smooth as anything. And we've just got a guy coming to mow the lawn, so I've got to be quick and wrap up, which you'll be happy. So what is my final rating on this board? Ready for a drum roll? Rating is 10 out of 10. That's right. In 9 years on the channel, I've never had a 10 out of 10. I've done Apple Watches, phones, I've done DJI drones, I've done booster boards, I've done Evolve, I've done everything. I've never had a 10 out of 10. So congratulations to Vic and the team at Verreal. This is a 10 out of 10, the first 10 on my channel in 9 years. This board is exceptional. Go out and grab it, don't muck around. There'll be a link below, set to the description field, which will flag you as a subscriber and a friend of mine, give you VIP treatment, look after you. And if anything goes wrong that time, I can liaise with the company and work with you to resolve any issues. That's the benefit of being through me and going through that link to flag you as a VIP Andrew Penman subscriber. Guys, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Also consider subscribing. There'll be the long range distance test coming out in about a week. That's going to be worth watching, because that could be a channel record as well. I don't know what terrain that's going to be, but I've already done it. I can't say too much. So today's video, exceptional product and the best electric skateboard on the market for money, performance, build and components. And I'm so happy and so extremely proud of what Verreal have done. And I'm pretty honest with my reviews. A lot of boards went back this year, over 26 boards I didn't review. I've sent about 3 back. So just saying, the cream comes to the top in my channel. I only do what I can recommend and what I like. Guys, till next time, we'll see you in the next video. Happy skating, safe skating. We'll see you in the next video. Let's start the music.
Sounds of them and people talking, scenes recalled by minute movement and songs that fall from the backing tape. A certain texture, that certain smell, the lying sweat on familiar sheets in big veneer on finance beds in a room with silent hearty flakes. A certain texture, that certain smell brings home the heavy day, brings home the nighttime swell. Out on the patio we sit, and the humidity we breathe. We watch the lightning crack over cane fields and laugh and think, this is Australia. The block is awkward, it faces west, long diagonals and sloping too. And in the distance, through the heat haze, in convoys of silence, the cattle graze. A certain texture, that certain beat brings forth the nighttime heat. Out on the patio we sit, and the humidity we breathe. We watch the lightning crack over cane fields, laugh and think that this is Australia. This is Australia. Out on the patio we sit, and the humidity we breathe. We watch the lightning crack over cane fields, laugh and think. This is Australia. This is Australia. This is Australia. On the patio we sit, and the humidity we breathe. We watch the lightning crack over cane fields and laugh and think. This is Australia. Out on the patio we sit, and the humidity we breathe. We watch the lightning crack over cane fields and laugh and think. This is Australia. This is Australia. This is Australia. This is Australia. Check it out.
What? You're still here? Cool. Listen, why don't you watch some of these other videos I've made in the past along the same lines as what you just watched in the same kind of category. Enjoy.